Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy to have you guys joining me. We are going to dive right into your reading today. I do just want to start by thanking those of you who regularly watch my videos, who like, share, comment, subscribe, all of those things that really help the channel out. I deeply appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you. To those of you who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. I'm extremely happy to have you here. We are gonna just dive in, and these are general readings, so just keep that in mind. Take what resonates and leave the rest, right? All right, for Pisces, please, Spirit, what roomy message do you have for Pisces today? When I'm in touch with my wisdom, I have worthy things to say. When you discover the source of sunlight, whatever direction you go will be east. Pisces, I just get from this, and last night I was doing something totally obviously unrelated to tarot, and it occurred to me, like, I don't need to interpret Rumi's words for you. You know what I mean? Like, you're definitely more than capable of doing that yourself. But I do get intuitive impressions from things, like almost everything. Well, when I'm open to it. And I am getting this energy of Pisces. You know, what you have to add to the conversation is important. And, you know, trust it. You know, like, if you feel compelled to say something, or you feel compelled to move in a direction or something, it's like, yeah, trust that feeling, you know, trust your intuition. Like, yeah. I think I'm just going to leave it there. But, like, there's definitely a message of that, I feel like, coming through, where it's almost like you're important to the conversation. Your wisdom, your insight, your contribution is needed. If you're always focused on the source of your light and you keep yourself attuned and in alignment, every contribution that you will make will be of benefit to the collective consciousness to help move us in the right direction. That's what I'm getting. All right, Pisces. Let's see what's going on. Spirit, what can you tell us? What does Pisces have coming up that they need to be aware of? What's going on with Pisces? What can you show us? What can you tell us for Pisces? Okay. This card flipped around sideways in the deck and just wants us to see it. Pause and reflect. Dang, and then you have take a time out on the bottom of the deck. Okay. 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 For whatever reason, this message really isn't here, but this is what I'm getting. It's like avoiding extremes here is important. Like the all or nothings of it all, the always and the nevers of it all, it must be this way. You know, like they must mean it this way, or it must be like this, or else it's not good. Those types of energies, it's like, if you feel yourself in a situation like that, or you hear someone around you kind of being that way, I'm just getting avoid this, like move away from it. Whether it's within you or outside of you, move away from that kind of energy. This isn't that time. I feel like you'll intuitively do it. I feel like it's almost like showing you a path, like a clear way forward, like knowing where those boundaries are or knowing where those extremes are is kind of showing you sort of like more about where you want to be or where you're going or where there is to go. I don't know what this reading. It's like I'm getting those extremes are the edge of the road, and it's just kind of like it's leading you somewhere. The road goes somewhere. Trust it. But don't, get off track by getting all distracted and, kind of moving into the median and like moving into the place where things stay stagnant by going to the extremes. So, I don't know if you're in a timeout, if you're in separation from someone, or if it's like, I feel the sensation of a break, or it, how do I want to say it? It may not be like an actual physical, like, hey, I need some time. But, I feel there is something that is trying to make a lot of progress quickly here, or there is progress to be made here. But if we just keep slugging forward, it's like if I were driving from Florida to California and my goal was to get there as fast as possible, and I took that to mean I'm just never going to stop, I'm just going to keep going until I got to California, I would probably wreck because I would fall asleep and at the wheel and wreck and never make it. And so there's this energy of like, it's good to have a goal and it's good to understand that you do want to get there, or that, there's progress to be made, or the possibility exists that you can go from point A to point B. But going there the fastest isn't, just getting behind the wheel and just driving the car till you wreck or arrive. It's about getting there safely. And so it's about taking the breaks when you need to. It's about paying attention. Even if there's a strong desire to get to California, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like sometimes those timeouts, sometimes those breaths, sometimes those good night sleeps, really help you to appreciate the journey or to see things that you might not have seen. Like, we're not in a rush is like kind of the feeling that I'm getting. And it's like when we're in a rush, it's like, yeah, I get behind the wheel and I'm like, man, I've gone 1,000 miles and I haven't stopped and I haven't, you know what I mean? And like, wow, look at the progress I've made. But then it's like, I wreck, because I'm so exhausted. And so that progress, it's almost like a mirage, because now I've got to stop. I've got to get my car fixed. I've got to, this is going to take a long time and a lot of money and this and that. You know what I mean? It's sort of like just be mindfully aware of what is in the highest and best. And sometimes it isn't just to drive all night long. Sometimes it is the most progress can be made from taking a break. So I don't know, like if something is developing here, this is definitely some kind of relationship that we're talking about. But you know what happens when you get tired? You get defensive, you get touchy, you get edgy. Like when you don't take care of your needs, you get hangry. This is the energy that I'm getting. It's like needless. It's like completely avoidable. And, just by not being so focused on the end result as you are on taking your own temperature along the way. Knowing that, yeah, every step I take, I'm headed in that direction. But when I need to take a break, I take a break. Because it's like, it's like that is actually a much more productive way to reach your goal or to get where you're trying to get. So, this may be where, especially when I see defense mechanisms and I see short-term results, you know, sometimes when we've been hurt in relationships, or we've had one of those relationships where it's like we think we're on the same page with someone, and then we wake up and it's like this person, it's like, oh Lord have mercy. It's like, I feel like if you've had the rug pulled out from underneath you before in a relationship, which who hasn't, there's sort of this energy of, the constant reassurance, or the constant progress, or okay, if you want to keep going, I'm going to keep going with you. It's a very big temptation, because it makes us feel more secure. It makes us feel like, yeah, everything's going. But what happens is we wreck the car, because we lose ourselves, we lose the balance, we lose the boundary, we lose everything that's healthy that we had set up before we got into it. And so there's almost this energy of, if one person or both people are like, I'm feeling overwhelmed, or I need to kind of take a break here, or I need to, like, it's possible to continue to stay on the same page even if you're taking a break, or you're resting, or Lord, I don't know, but I know this is coming out more and more and more. It's kind of like, do the healthy thing, make the healthy choice, and look at the long term of the situation, rather than being so consumed with the short-term results. Because focusing on the short term, it's like, I feel like you're inviting in things that will actually be more like obstacles. It's when you get hangry, you say things you don't mean, you act bad, and people don't forget that stuff. They're like, oh man, I was out with Pisces, and Pisces got hungry and was just like really, short-tempered, and whatever, you know what I mean? It's like that feeling lasts, it hurts people, and it lasts, and so it's like, it's completely avoidable. I just keep getting that. It's like, if you just know that you're on the same page, that you're headed in the same direction, that you're going at the pace that feels comfortable for both of you, or for, whomever is needing the most sort of amount of time. As long as you're on the same page, as long as you're still moving in that direction. I don't know, you guys. But it's like, yeah, because it's better to take the break than to say things that we can't take back. This is very interesting. I have like part of one deck and another deck. Yeah, it's about balance. It's about balance, and it's about trust. Oh my gosh, because you're building trust when, wow, like, so when you're on the same page with someone, even if you're taking a break, you're still building. You're building trust. When things are done with intention and good communication and whatever, it's like they can be productive. Even if it feels counterproductive, it can be productive. There's a heavy emphasis here on balancing. And it's weird because on this card, okay, so justice, right, can talk about karmic balance. I don't know what this is, and I feel like it's extremely convoluted, but I feel like I have to try very hard to explain this, what I'm getting. And I haven't thought this through, so please don't like, I don't know, judge me based on this. But you know, when we talk about a karmic partner, we talk about short-term results, right? We talk about, wow, yeah, okay, I learned a lesson. It didn't last forever, but it ended in a lesson. And what is probably the number one reason relationships don't work out? Because there's an imbalance. Because something becomes unbalanced. The universe does not support things that are unbalanced. And so it wrecks, you know, it falls apart. It can't be, it's not sustainable, right? And when we're really focused on short-term results, or when we're really focused on right now in this second, like it feels like this, and so we start compensating. We start over giving to save the situation. We're like, well, today I can give more because I have it to give, and that's what this relationship is calling for. But what happens is it starts a trend, it starts a pattern, it starts something where we are habitually having to give more to the situation, and the situation is habitually imbalanced. Because people only do what they have to do. So if you're willing to compensate, if you're willing to rush in and give more to the situation to fix it or to balance it out so that it doesn't wreck today, what happens is that person stops trying to do their best to give as much as they have to give, because they don't need to, because you're compensating. And then you find yourself in this space where you're constantly having to compensate. This actually leads to karmic relationships. And the thing is, if someone can't show up and they can't give what's needed to be given, they're probably showing you what they're capable of and what they're not capable of. So when you make up the difference, all you're doing is prolonging the wreckage, because it's always going to wreck. Because that person's not going to grow. They're not going to develop a muscle when they don't have to. All of these thoughts are coming together to be like talking about this justice card. So it's like really important to maintain the balance. So if someone needs a break because they're starting to feel overwhelmed, you have to trust. This is what I'm getting, okay? You have to trust that they know what they need, and that, you know, it's better for you to say, okay, I respect that that's what you need, and I'm going to go my way, and I'm going to respect myself, and I'm going to give myself what I need in this situation, and, you know, whatever happens, happens. Because any other way of handling that is going to make it imbalanced and is only going to yield short-term results. And the more you try to keep that thing together, the more drained you're going to be, and the more you're going to kind of suffer in the end. Okay, I don't know. This is what I'm getting. So some of you may have made this decision already. Like someone may have said, you know, I need some space or whatever. And you were like, all right, cool. And you may be like, you guys keep getting cards about dreams and about messages coming through dreams. Sometimes we remember our dreams and those messages, and they can be helpful to our conscious mind to remember them. I actually had a dream the other day that I was sitting with a bunch of football people, like the announcers on TV, and Tom Brady was sitting there talking about Giselle and his issues with Giselle, and we were like going real in deep with, it was me and my husband and these football announcers. It was hysterical. Anyway, I actually think that I was learning something in that dream. You know, like I was getting some kind of download or some kind of message, because I've gotten all kinds of things related to it since, in like meditation and stuff. But anyway, so it, you know, we don't have to try really hard to hold on to the messages of our dreams. Those that we're supposed to remember, we will. But, you know, just being open to dreaming and open to receiving messages through dreams. I mean, you can even say to your spirit guides and to the angels and to the divine and whomever you talk to, you know, hey, you know, I need an answer to this. I'm going to sleep, you know, give it to me in dreams, you know? But I just don't think you even really have to do that, because I feel like you're having a very active dream time right now, Pisces. And I feel like you are getting a lot of messages, and I think this is because you are in some kind of transition. As far as like breaking some kind of karmic cycle or some kind of pattern that you have been in. And I feel it's like you are becoming stronger and even like more sovereign than you have ever been over yourself, and over prioritizing your own happiness, your own clarity, your own health and well-being. And what happens when you bring your focus to this place is that you find people who match you. You find people who are capable of coming into harmony with you where you're at energetically. And instead of people who, with this projections and this reflections, it's feeling very karmic, right? It's feeling very like the lessons of life, you know, those people that are reflecting back to us our own brokenness, our own desire to seek externally our happiness and our completeness and our fulfillment and our well-being. That projecting is putting something outside yourself, right? And so when we are searching outside ourselves for our happiness, right? We find other people who are also searching for that and also looking outside themselves. And then when you find someone, you need someone to blame for what doesn't work. And what doesn't work is the idea that we can find our happiness outside ourselves. And so what we do is we start to project onto other people our own inability to feel okay with ourselves inside. And we blame them and we say, well, it's your fault that I don't feel happy. It's your fault that I'm overwhelmed. It's your fault because when I'm by myself, I don't feel this way. But what really the fault is that we're looking in the wrong place for our fulfillment and our well-being. And this here is definitely calling the energy home and prioritizing your own peace, your own clarity, your own well-being, you with you, you know, through self-love, through the intention of being self-contained happiness, the 9 of Cups, before you get to the 10 of Cups. Understanding that no one can complete you. And nothing can complete you. Wow. So this may be something that you have already decided and something that you have already been working toward or on. Pisces, we're all on different timelines, right? So, you know, I'm just picking up the energy that I'm picking up here. So I'm just sharing that with you, but just keep in mind, you may be beyond this and this may be what's coming in, because you may be making choices based off emotion. Pause to reflect. Do you see how this falls in line with what we were saying in the beginning? We had that pause and reflect card that literally went sideways in this deck, and you have this take a time out. And, it says you may be making choices based off emotion. This is where we're really wanting to keep something together. We're really wanting something to work out. So we're willing to overcompensate or overgive or, you know, do too much. And that's based on the emotion of, but I love this person, or, but I want this to work, or, but I want companionship, but I don't want to be alone anymore. You know, and so it's like, that isn't going to get you the result that you want. And so it's better to just say, okay, you know what, before I wreck myself, let me take this break, let me pause, let me reflect, let me ask myself, is this person capable of even showing up for me to the level of that I need in a relationship, or that I need from a partner, you know? Then you have brace yourself, big changes are coming, which means, you know, when you make the choice to break this cycle, when you stop doing this, you know what I'm saying? You start getting a different result. And you start attracting, right, different people who are a vibrational match for where you are when you refuse to compensate for someone else's weakness. You get someone strong enough to stand beside you. And then you have somebody wants your attention. This person's arriving. And then it says, wow, geez, look at all these repeating energies. Forgive to release these karmic cycles. So forgive yourself for overcompensating, you know, for investing so much in people that probably were never capable of giving you what you needed. But it was a very important aspect of your journey because it has brought you to this place where you're no longer willing to do that. And you recognize that and you're aware of that, right? So that you can make a choice to do different. You're getting an opportunity with someone who I feel can yield a different result. Someone who can actually show up. Someone who actually can go the distance with you, Pisces. So you don't want to bring old patterns or old ways of being into a situation like that. You want to give it its best chance to thrive. Have patience, trust. Okay. These cards are so stiff. Let me just shuffle them for a second. I don't use this deck very often, but I really do like it. And today I saw it and I was like, I'm using that. They haven't been worked with a ton. Pisces, you're going through a big, this is some kind of, you're getting something different. And it's reflective of how far you've come. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Pisces, you have someone coming in that is capable of processing their own emotion. Someone who, it's like they want to offer you whatever it is that they have. I feel like this is coming out of the blue or unexpectedly, or it may actually be a very fast moving transition. It has the capacity to make you so happy. And I just said, don't look for happiness outside yourself. But when you get yourself to a place of emotional contentment on your own, and then you have a King of Cups that comes into your life, this is like next level happiness, right? With the Sun. This is a major change in your life. And it may even be, you know, sometimes we build the walls around ourselves because we've been hurt, because we've had so many karmic experiences, because we've given so much of ourselves to so many situations that have only led to disappointment and disaster and suffering, that we just don't want to be hurt again. And with the Tower, sometimes it is that, you know, we build these walls around our hearts, or we say to ourselves, you know, I'm just going to be by myself for a while, and then a while turns into a while, and a while longer, and a while longer, and a while longer. And because it's just safe, and it's just comfortable, and it's just peaceful. But really, our soul is yearning for connection that entire time. It's calling out to, you know, the universe, you know, to bring someone worthy or someone capable to us. But then that person shows up and we have all these walls around us. And sometimes it's like we can't even recognize it. And sometimes if we can recognize it, we have a real trouble opening up to it. But what I see happening here, Pisces, is there's a clarity here. And, like, I don't know why this is the thing that's coming to me. Okay, if you break your leg or something, or you break your arm, and then you go and you get a cast on, and the whole time it's like you don't really see it, you don't really know it, you're just sort of walking around with a cast on, and you don't like it, it's itchy and yucky and whatever. I've never had a cast, but my cousin did when we were kids, and she would always say like, oh, it's awful. But and in some ways, you have to sort of live your life around it. You have to put a bag around it to take a shower. You have to, you have to think about these things. If it's like your arm, you might not be able to write very well, or you know what I mean? But then the time comes and the cast comes off and the arm is healed, but it's been in a cast for so long, those muscles haven't been used. And so they're sort of wimpy. They're sort of, they just haven't been used. They're not strong. And so it's kind of like, I feel this energy with this tower. It's not destructive or tumultuous or explosive. It's like, I've just been kind of walking around like this for a long time, kind of living my life around this wound, right? And then I knew it was time that it had healed. And so I took it off and I went out and, but it wasn't strong. It wasn't ready. It was still trying to get back to normal, or, I don't even want to say that. It's like, build itself back up again. So we have these experiences, right, where we're still trying to strengthen the muscle. I just keep with this King of Cups, someone who, they didn't get to be the King of Cups without suffering some themselves. It may be someone who's compassionate. It may be someone who's empathetic. It may be someone who's understanding that, like, you're trying. Or this may be you offering someone else the grace of understanding that, okay, yeah, I get it. You broke at one point and you've been healing. And yeah, you're ready to be without the cast, but you're not quite at full strength yet. I get it. I see it. I understand it. I'm offering you grace. I'm offering you compassion. I'm not overgiving. I'm not compensating. I'm giving you space. I'm giving you time. I'm giving you, I feel like hope, for happiness, to help inspire you to do the work to build the muscle. Because like right next to it, you have the Three of Swords with Temperance on top. And this is suffering and healing. This is the imbalance of the three, right? And how suffering, comes, so many times suffering comes from some kind of imbalance, a power imbalance, those relationships that become imbalanced. But Temperance is like an overarching card of health, well-being, vitality, rebalancing, calling your energy home, recentering, re-emerging as you with you in your highest and best form. And when you do that, you have the other aspect of temperance, which is being able to come together with another person, little by little, step by step, organically, never just dropping a boundary and going all in and driving all the way to California without stopping and wrecking the car. This is, you know, I drive a little bit. If I see somewhere that I want to stop, I stop. If I get hungry, I stop. If I get tired, I stop. I never stop tempering and moving toward California, but I acknowledge my humanness. I acknowledge my vulnerability. I even acknowledge my past suffering that came from those times where I tried to drive to California without stopping or whatever. I acknowledge even if I have never done that, I acknowledge that it wouldn't be wise, that, you know, the risk isn't necessarily worth the reward. And so I do it more maturely. I do it more wisely through the energy of temperance. So with the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck, you know, I always say about the Queen of Swords, I love the Queen of Swords. I am a Queen of Swords. You know, I relate so much to the Queen of Swords energy, and people say all kinds of stuff about the Queen of Swords, but ultimately, when the Queen of Swords is in her light, she has survived the entire sword cycle, right? She's been heartbroken. She's been defeated. She's been backstabbed. She's been deceived. She has experienced it all. And she chose to learn from all of those experiences. And she chose to find the gift in all of those experiences. And the culmination of all of those gifts and all of those experiences is discernment. The wisdom to know. And to trust yourself, you know, to know. And, you know, this isn't a queen who has been made so bitter that she is not open to something new or something coming toward her. She still has her hand outstretched, palm up, open, ready to receive, ready to accept, ready to listen to what you have to say. But her sword is never far behind. If what you say to me is such that it is not in alignment with me, you get the axe. I cut you off. Because why? Because I have learned my lessons. Because I know, and because I trust myself to know. Pisces, I get this feeling a little bit where it's like, I don't know, someone in this connection is discerning, very focused on not making a mistake, not suffering again. And someone else is really focused on being understanding, giving grace to that situation. You know, because there's a long-term plan here. And there is the desire to be on the same page, the desire to come together in a healthy, balanced way and to avoid suffering together. Oh, wow. 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 Oh my God. Some of you may be dealing with an Aries. You have the Emperor on the bottom of the deck, but this Tower, the King of Cups, and the Sun are being clarified by the Page of Swords and the King of Cups. The Page of Swords, the Sun, and the Tower are all cards of like a realization, aha moments, like extreme clarity of thought, a deep inner knowing. This can even be messages through dreams, you know, where it's like it's opening you up to a deeper understanding of something. And it's like something that may not even be explained in concepts. It's just something that I now know. It's an awareness. It's an understanding. It's a clarity that I now possess that like maybe I didn't before. It can definitely be a message from your spirit guides, from the divine, from your highest and best self, your intuition. But this is like a very, very, very strong message of a deepening of some kind of understanding, or a deepening of some kind of clarity within. Okay, and then there's this King of Cups. So there's this energy of mastering our emotion. And, you know, sometimes when we have a lot of love to give, and we're just a loving being, and we're seeking love, and we want to be love, and we want to give love, not only do we want a champion, but we want to be the champion of the heart. We can go all in on something because we feel we're ready for it, because it's the closest thing we've seen to what it is we're looking for in a long time. And when we make choices like that, right, we're overlooking red flags. We are, you know what I'm saying? We're like, and, or, you know, sometimes I don't know how to say this. We build a fortress around ourselves because we have tried it so many times, and to so many times it has had no avail. And there's something here where there's some enlightenment coming in that is allowing us to be at a central point where we're not at an extreme, where we're not wrecking our car, where we're not going off the rails. We are understanding there is this balance, this give and take, and it has to be equitable. It has to remain in balance. So it is sort of this energy of giving grace, but not going all in, or investing too much, or overcompensating emotionally, or saying, I see your deficit, I see your wounding, I see where you're not able to meet me. I see, you know, I'll get us there. I'll make the compensation. I'll invest a little more. I'll give something else to the situation. This is like mastery of emotion. This is like, I only give what has been given, or what is being given, or what is being offered. I'm not doing anything more than that. And with the Emperor here, this is decisions that are made in the highest and best of all. This is someone who is taking control of the situation and is saying, you know, I feel like I know what's best, or I feel like the decisions that I'm making are what is in the best, the highest and best, and are creating a foundation for the true potential of this relationship to be met. If not today, eventually. Because with Temperance, we got to be patient. We have to trust. Oh my gosh. You guys keep getting this combination of cards in your reading. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. Oh, wow, with the Moon card. So, Pisces, someone is, it feels like, getting ready. Or has become ready to come together. I mean, look at this Moon card. It's like energetically, there's all kinds of, it's all swirling around. It's all, you know, it can't be seen, but it's felt. Wow, underneath that, the Hierophant. This spiritual coming together is happening. With the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, this is, with Temperance, woof, and the Three of Swords even. Oh my. This is something that we really deeply desire. It is equal parts desire and healing and love and self-love, and, you know, it takes all of these ingredients to make this come together, to give this thing the opportunity to see the potential of these aces. And it's like, it feels as though it's already been initiated. It feels as though it's already begun. Whether you've met this person, whether you've seen this person, with the Moon card here, you may not have. But it's all sort of energetically aligning. I feel like something that is reflective of the energy you're in now. The aces are always opportunities given to us by the universe, right? Trust the timing of the situation. Whenever it's unfolding, however it unfolds, trust the timing of the situation. I'm getting so strongly. Okay, let's see. Wow. Oh. Pisces, like, someone may be coming towards you already with their heart on their sleeve or wanting to offer you true connection, authentic love connection, or the potential for it with the Knight of Cups. That's their intention that they're setting forth. That's how they're moving towards you with that intention. With the Eight of Pentacles and the Star card energy, you know, I love this. It's like anything worth having is worth working for. Any dream that I have ever dreamed, I am willing to put in all the work and all the effort day in and day out. I am willing to master myself for the opportunity to have my dreams come true. I'm willing to do the shadow work. I'm willing to heal. I'm willing to have hope. I'm willing to trust. I'm willing to believe and have faith in the universe and in things that I cannot see. With the Three of Wands, for some of you, this hasn't come in yet. You're still patiently waiting, watching. For others of you, this person has met you, or this person knows you, or this person has established that for them right now, this is their wish fulfillment. They may be at a distance to you. They may also be in an energy of really planning and strategizing how they're going to move forward or how they're going to make this work. They may also be in a space where they're recognizing that this is a higher power love and that they may not have totally been ready for it. And with the Star card and the Eight of Pentacles, they're working on healing. They're working on being worthy of it, or, you know, being whole enough, you know, kind of getting to that Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles kind of energy to be able to show up properly for this opportunity. For some of you, they may have to move away from something else in their life in order to move towards this. For some of you, they may have to move, like legitimately, or like literally, I mean, physically move. For others of you, they may have to have kind of a harsh conversation. They may need to speak their truth and then act upon it. So like what I'm getting for some of you, it's like they may have, you have this Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I'm sorry, I don't know if I showed you that. There's kind of this energy like for someone, like for some of you, there could be a situation or like, I'm just going to give you an example, okay? Let's say I was in a relationship because it was easier, because this person didn't challenge me, because, or, you know, I was afraid of what people would think if I left my situation, right? But that situation really wasn't fulfilling me. It was reflective of where I was at the time that I made the decision to be in that relationship, but I've grown. I've put the work in. I've healed. And now I'm feeling like, okay, I know what my wish fulfillment is. I know where it is. I know how to find it. I know all about it. I've been actually working steadily toward being in a position or a place to have that. And now it's like I have so outgrown this other relationship that is reflective of where I once was, but I am no longer. And maybe even many times I have said, I'm leaving, or I need to leave, or this isn't fulfilling me. And maybe many times I was convinced to stay, or maybe many times I thought about saying it and I didn't. With the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Swords, there is a determination. There is a, I know my truth, I need to speak my truth, I need to act on my truth, and what my truth is walking away from something. With the Two of Pentacles, it's like I've gone back and forth on this many times. But it's a situation that no longer fits this person who they are now. It no longer fits like, I don't even know how to say it any other way than that. So it could be a lot of different things. It doesn't have to be another relationship, right? It can be a place. It can be a belief system. It can be, you know, even their own history of karmic relationships, you know, where it's like, well, that was easy and that was there. And so I did that. But now what I see in front of me is my wish fulfillment, and it's Pisces. And I see where Pisces is at vibrationally, and I understand I have to put the work in to heal in order to be a vibrational match for that. And that's going to require for me to evacuate or like eradicate or what, I don't, there's this something, a word with, it starts with the E, but it's not coming out of my mouth, right? I have to let that go in order to be able to like actually fully rise up into this opportunity of having my wishes come true. I have to let go of any self-doubt. I have to let go of, you know, whatever it is. And it's like, I may have tried in the past, or I may have gone back and forth, but you know, it's when you're trying to live your life in a way bigger way than you have before, where you're willing to take risks, where you're willing to go for what it is you want. It's kind of like flying without a net underneath you when you don't really know how to fly. Or it's like taking off in an airplane where you're like, God, I hope I can land this thing. You know what I mean? I'm not really sure about it. It's scary. So you go back and forth on it. But this is, look at that Knight of Swords. It's a very determined energy. It's like, I have to admit that this doesn't work for me anymore, and I have to take the action with the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Cups to walk away from it. Holy moly. Someone's coming at you, Pisces. You got the Eight of Wands. I feel like this is someone coming at you. For some of you, it may be you going at somebody. But you've got the Seven of Pentacles with the Death card with the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And this Eight of Wands is talking about back and forth communication. It's even with these migratory birds, it's like, I am a homing, like Pisces is a homing beacon. And I am coming home. Like I am headed in that direction. So you have Death and you have the Seven of Pentacles. This transformation took time. But it's happened in divine timing. Either you are ready, you are in the space that you needed to be in for this to come together for you, Pisces, or your person is in the space that they needed to be in order to, or both, you know what I mean, for this thing to come together, to be able to move forward without obstacle, to be able to actually have an opportunity for success and victory. The groundwork has been done. The transformation has taken place. The investment has been made. The transformation was an investment in whatever this is. In fact, it feels. Wow. I feel somebody is, you know, really thinking about what this is. I feel like there's almost this like daydreamy energy in this Page of Cups. There's this feeling that I'm getting from this card of just like, I've never wanted anything so bad so much. You know, I've never been able to hope this much, dream this much, see something so perfect, see such a perfect match. see what my heart really, really wants, when I break myself down into my most vulnerable space, and I ask myself, you know, what do I want? It is this true pairing. It is this true connection. It is someone by my side to go through life with, but not toxically. You know, it's someone that I can rely on, someone that I can be there for, someone that I can be the champion of, and who can be the champion of me. Like, I just keep getting that sense. It's like, I want to show up the champion. Like, I want to give them something they have never gotten. And I want to receive something that I've never gotten. Like, I want it to be that whole and that perfect. And I'm starting to believe that that's real. I'm starting to believe that there may be this opportunity for me in my life. And I'm starting to get really brave about it. You have the Five of Wands in reverse, the World card in reverse, and the Ten of Swords in reverse with the Lovers on top. This is that feeling of, I'm going to love like I've never been hurt before. You know, I'm going to remove all the barriers that I hold within me against it. I'm willing to let them go. I'm willing to let go of my defenses. I'm willing to let go of things that maybe I once even threw in the way as a form of protection to, you know, keep myself safe. I'm going to let go of all the difficult endings that caused me to put up that boundary or that protection or that blockage to begin with. I'm going to let it go. I'm changing my cycle. World card energy. With the Lovers, it's like, I'm choosing this. I'm choosing this soulmate connection. I'm choosing to be the best vibrational match I can for this love, this soulmate, this gift, this opportunity. With the Four of Pentacles, I'm just so getting from this card, I'm not willing to give up. I'm not willing to let it go. When it fell to its most basic bottom place, maybe even the walls that I had built against letting this in the first place. Once those fell and all that was left was the foundation, it was you and it was me and it was this that remained. All the other stuff was bullshit. Dang, Pisces, I don't know. I do not know, but that is what I'm getting for you today. Well, let me get you some message cards. If you're dealing with a water sign, you are getting, I miss you more than you know. My love for you goes so deep. I can never say it, but I do love you. If you're dealing with a fire sign, I believe in you. I am battling my demons right now. I miss your sunshine in my life so much. If you're dealing with an earth sign, wow, with this fire sign energy, woo, I just got, someone may have to watch you move on, Pisces. And wow, whoa. For some of you, you have a fire sign X that's seeing you move on with someone else, or that's seeing you close out the cycle with them. I don't know. There's some heartbreak here. It's not yours. If you're dealing with an earth sign, your picture brings me to tears. I am electrified by you. You are healing my soul, but it is a work in progress. If you are dealing with an air sign, forgive me. I have never felt this way before. I do not know how to act. I'm burning with passion for you. And am I good enough for you? Pisces, this is, in fact, what I have for you today. I hope it helps. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity. If it did, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I thank you all so much for joining me today. And I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.